Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Thank you very much for coming. We've been nothing but stuff. No, Isaac, it's the start of the episode. It's the start.
You've done that joke before.
I know.
It was just as shit then.
No, it's great. Repetition.
Are you saying good morning to good evening to? Is it just anyone that'd be listening at any time of the day?
Well, yeah. I mean, we record at night, but someone may watch this. This may be their morning pick-me-up on a Monday.
You're so nice. You're just, taking everyone into account. That's what I like about you.
I'm turning over a new leaf. I've been very mean to the audience lately, telling them to fuck themselves and get fucked. And we don't need them, but...
Lewis has been listening back and feeling guilty about shouting.
I haven't been feeling... No, it's not guilt. I'm just desperate for their attention.
You're worried about the ratings. It's sweeps week. I'm pretty sure it's sweeps week. It's always...
I mean, I'll take a million haters, as long as there's a million.
Good standards. I like
exactly.
That. I like that. Lewis, I haven't seen you in ages. What have you been doing recently?
Isaac, my recent stuff,
yes,
one might say, while we proceed to get stuffing.
I don't think it's time yet.
2 T's? 1 T in the butt so far.
This is like an hors d'oeuvre. This is like a rim teaser. Before it gets stuffed.
My favourite.
Yeah, the recent stuff is more like the aroma of butt stuff. So
it's the fart before the poo.
let's just give it a whiff.
Sure. Well, Isaac, what I've been doing lately, very much on form for my, I believe I call it a specky nerd.
Oh my god, yeah.
I have been reading Brandon Sanderson's book, The Way of Kings, and my first comment about it is, my God, it's long. It's so long. I feel like I've been reading it for, this could have been my recent stuff, months ago.
but is it, I mean, you keep reading it. Is it good?
Yes, yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's a classic thing where there's, 3 main story threads. Yeah. Or I should say probably 2 main story threads and a third one. Now, I haven't seen sight nor sound of the third one for probably 10 chapters, and good fucking riddance. I don't care. I hate that in a book when you have these really interesting narratives. So basically there's the lead, there's these, it's like an army fighting these half people, half creature things that they don't really understand for a vengeance thing because they organised for their king to get killed, the main people. Let's call them the humans.
Okay.
But they're not human. They're this weird, different thing, and they have this weird racism over the colour of your eyes rather than skin. Primitives. And... yeah, so there's the leaders of the army. It's 1 story thread, and that's really interesting because they've got this sick armor, which is basically Iron Man armor, but mystic and all old timey and all this sort of thing.
Cool.
And these swords that they can apparate and they appear out of mist, and they're either giant anime swords or these little fencing ones and all this, and all of that shit. It's fucking cool.
That sounds awesome.
And then you've got these slaves in the army who have to carry bridges because they're in this area where it's all covered. It's basically a broken landscape, and they have to have.
It's like an arpeggio or something. I can't remember the term.
No. It's almost like a big crater, and imagine really dry mud, and it's got cracks, and it's all basically little islands,
okay.
And they need these bridges to get across all these bits, but the quickest way of doing it is just having 30 slaves carry them, and then obviously when they see the enemy, they have to run right up to the last bit and put this down so the army can charge across. So there's a slave guy in there who's slightly, well, I won't give it away. That sounds interesting. And I've always said, if you're going to get something done, bring 30 slaves. Well, that's just one of the bridges. So there's 25 bridges in this one guy's army.
Yeah, no,
so there's a lot of slaves.
I also sometimes say bring more slaves.
Oh, they constantly need spares. Their whole point is literally to die. Like, they don't armor them, and they're just like, you are here to fucking die. Go die.
Okay.
But then the third story plot is like about this like teenage ginger girl who's just like, oh, I want to. At the start, she's like, oh, I want to learn. I want to be, because so they have like masculine and feminine arts, as it were. So the men do the fighting. Like, men can't read and write in this world.
Okay.
But the women have a like weirdly elevated position because they do all the reading, writing, and science.
Yeah. So like progress.
So it's like still segregated, but weirdly much more equal. It's interesting. But yeah, I just don't care about her. And she's just like, oh, I'm here to steal this thing and do all of this. But it's just the whole time I'm just like, I just don't care about this whiny, naggy girl. I can't empathise, Isaac. I've never been a whiny, naggy, ginger teenager girl. I've been a few of those things, but never all of them.
It's just your sexism coming through again.
It's not that. It's just not a compelling character for me. I don't care. I just don't care about her.
Weirdly, so Brandon Sanderson is known for writing fucking ridiculously long books, like crazy word counts. I have read half of one of his books. It's like the Mistborn series that you might have heard of. It's probably one of his biggest. Where they... really fucking cool concept, which is why I bought into it, where they... kind of like microdose metals, so like copper, like they take like a small tincture of this metal. At least that's what they call it. And different metals give different powers. It was so long ago, I can't remember which one is which, but like you drink a certain one and you could leap across a building, leap another, that kind of thing. And there was this kind of telekinesis in it when you drink the thing, get telekinesis, and have a fight. But the way it was described, like trying to do telekinesis in writing is really difficult, because when I was reading it, you have to kind of keep track of like, well, he pushed this and then he pulled that and he pushed off of this and then he pulled, push, pull, push, pull. And it's like, okay, like it doesn't have the like impact of like a sword fight, I guess. I kind of just fizzled out. But interestingly, one of the first podcasts that I actually really got into was called Writing Excuses. Which Brandon Sanderson actually chairs. It's basically a panel of writers, and they talk about different subjects and coach you through writing. And it's really, really good. But it's just funny that I have so much respect for him in that, and I don't really give a shit. Don't give a shit about his books. Yeah. They're like, why am I listening to you if I don't like your books? Anyway, send us.
It's interesting you mentioned that, because there's a similar concept in these books. There's like a very fourth, like barely a story. Well, it is important. It's like vitally important, but he doesn't touch on it that much. About this person who can basically like, I think he calls it latching or something, where you can like touch an object and then basically lashing, that's it, and you can lash it to the wall over there using this like, it's like called storm energy or something like that, and then it basically will get sucked towards that. So you can effectively do it on yourself, on other things and all that. You can lash things together or make them stick to them. So he can like touch a chair and it will fly across the room like it's falling.
Cool.
And you can do it like once, and it's like one load of gravity. Twice, it's like double gravity. And you can do all of this. So there's this like crazy guy who's like super good at it, he's only comes up in the book a few times so far. You can tell like he's building a larger narrative in this ginormous narrative. But he's like this crazy guy, like a crazy assassin guy who can run around and do all this shit. And he can just like run into a room, and then all of a sudden he's running along the ceiling, and then like he'll lash like a guy onto the ceiling and he'll fly up, smash into the ceiling, then it wears off and he falls back down.
That's pretty cool.
The floor. But you have to like keep track of it all like that as well.
That Brandon Sanderson is famous for his love of magic systems and designing them and stuff. And I probably a little rubbed off on me of my hatred of soft magic systems, because I don't think he hates them, but he's like, fuck that, I want rules. There's very much rules. There's like 3 ways you can do it. Yeah, exactly. Which is good. It's like it grounds it. Anyway, what was it again? Give us the title so we all have it.
So it's called The Way of Kings, the first one, or I don't know whether that's the name of the series, but I'm just reading his one. Word of Radiance Part 1 and 2, The Way of Kings Part 1 and 2. There you go. So it's just Part 1.
So you're gonna have to dedicate the next 2 decades of your life to get through that series. Probably.
It's good. I'm enjoying it, but I'm 100% taking a break after it. Actually, you know that book, the author I read a little while ago, David Goggins, the absolute that guy. I'm reading his second book at the moment as well.
Cool.
Weirdly, like enthralled by the guy. Like there's something like crazy about him, but he's very interesting. But anyway, Isaac. What have you been recently kind of getting maybe up to and maybe stuffing. Doing?
And plugging my butt with. So what have I been plugging my butt with recently, Lewis? Let me think. I've got 3 things that I've been doing recently. 3, Lewis. I keep thinking...
It's too many things.
I keep reaching up because the camera is actually down now, but it used to be up there, and I'm like... I keep forgetting where Lewis is.
And people can't see us, so they don't care.
So a real quick one. I've got 2 podcasts. I've kind of already done another podcast with writing excuses. Smartless. Smart. Less. It makes you less smart. It's
sounds like this podcast.
So for some reason, the 2 podcasts I'm going to talk about, both of them kind of happened because of COVID and lockdown. So this Smartless is Will Arnett, Jason Bateman and Sean, I want to say Harris, the guy from Will and Grace, who's like Just Jack. Do you remember? I think it's Sean Harris.
The homosexual in Will and Grace.
Yes, it is not Sean Harris. That is a totally different person. Sean Hayes. There you go, Sean Hayes. Anyway, those 3. One of them brings a guest on, and the other 2 don't know who it is, so they kind of improvise like an interview with that guest. But they have, obviously, they're huge names. I fucking love Will Arnett. Jason Bateman's pretty awesome. Ozark, fucking incredible. Anyway, so they had Kamala Harris the day before she was like put on the ticket to be vice president of the US.
Right.
Will Ferrell, Seth Rogen, like huge names.
The sort of podcast you can only do if you're already rich and famous.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I find there's a few of those where it's like the podcast is instantly successful because everyone watches immediately. Anyway, good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them. And they're good. They're fucking funny. Will Arnett is just on point. So good.
It'll be one of those crazy things as well where like you'll find out that they actually have made more money from this podcast in 2 years than they made in the rest of their careers or something because they own it and produce it and have the like advertising and all that.
Yeah,
it's like with Dr. Dre, how he's made far more money from selling headphones than making music.
Interesting. I don't give a shit about Dr. Dre or you. And so, it's Smartless. That was good. And then the one that you recommended to me, actually, when I recommended Smartless to you, you were like, oh, what about this one? Have you listened to Smartless yet, Lewis?
No, of course not.
Fuck you.
I'm busy.
So I listened to your recommendation, which was Bad Friends with Andrew Santino and Bobby Lee.
It's fucking funny.
It's so funny. It makes me wish you were Asian, so I can make a nice Asian accent without being cancelled. But no,
Bobby Lee.
It's really funny, but they have a nice way of. It's just 2 guys. They have no structure in the podcast.
No, they just chat shit.
No structure at all, and there's no dead air, or at least maybe it's very good editing. But they riff and improvise brilliantly, very funny. But they have a weird way of being extremely dark and like un-PC, but also being really real and like honest about real things, but then also horrible to each other, like fucking horrible to each other. And
but I find the appeal of it is it's just like a kind of what I hope comes across in this is that it's just 2 fucking guys having a conversation. We obviously have more structure than they do. Fucking pathetic, you know. But as in, like, that's the conversation which people are actually having on the street, but you don't see in media because everyone's afraid to be cancelled.
Yeah, and I find Andrew Santino is just really, really. He wasn't on my radar before. I think I saw his stand up on like one of the slides on Netflix. And then I immediately, after getting into Bad Friends, and they do address that whole thing of, we're fucking horrible to each other, but we know it's all a joke. Life is a fucking joke, so why not? And I watched his stand-up afterwards, and he's just really good, very good comedian. I didn't really know Bobby Lee, but he's been around for ages. He's like 50.
Yeah, he's been in a bunch of stuff you've probably seen in the back.
Well, he talks about, back in the day, it was like 3 roles you could get for an Asian, like laundromat, like shopkeeper, and it was, and growing from there. Anyway, Bad Friends, Andrew Santino, Bobby Lee, and. You know what? I think that's probably enough recent. So I'll save the other one for an illusory recent stuff later, when it was actually past stuff, way ago stuff.
Okay.
Old.
There's a new seggy.
Yeah.
Seggy Isaac there. Old stuff.
Old stuff. Just things that I have done in my experience of life.
Welcome to this bridge. This was made in 1842.
Okay.
Still standing, don't you know?
Well. Now that the fart has passed, I think there's space.
Are we ready to lock in and engage the poo?
To stuff this butt.
Isaac, I am ready to commit.
Yes, let's get stuffing. So Lewis.
Oh God.
I've got a new seggy. We're gonna soundbite this. We're gonna see if it works. I've got some other ideas, but this is the one I found first, and it kind of amuses me. So. Everybody.
Oh my God, Isaac! We're breaking format. We always do movie stuff second.
Not after recent stuff.
Yeah.
No, we do fight stuff and then movie stuff and then RPG stuff. That was the original format, Lewis. Come on.
Oh my God.
Keep up. So we're doing a new one. So, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that you? I'm waiting. We've got a new segment. Welcome to reading stuff. How exciting! Can you feel the anticipation of listening to someone read?
The excitement, the palpitation I can feel coming across the ether right now from the minds of people in the future is palpable, Isaac. It's palpable. People have been waiting for us to just stop the chit-chat and just read quietly to ourselves.
So, we're going to try this out. We're going to see if what comes out the other end. That's what Nothing But Stuff is all about, really. What comes out the other end. So, Lewis, this is a fan fiction excerpt, which is a Harry Potter fan fiction. By let's call them a worried mother. A worried mother.
Okay.
So,
may I ask if we can have some context? Whenabouts in the Harry Potter timeline will this take place?
Oh, no, that's fine. We're right at the start. There's a little preamble which I thought was boring, so I'm going to start in the middle of her fan fiction. I'm not going to name her because I don't think she deserves it.
Can I tell you my hopes and dreams right now?
Okay, please.
That I really hope that this is some sort of Christian mother who hates magic, and somehow the story of Harry Potter is just him staying in that fucking cupboard.
No, but it's okay. All right, you fucking nail on the head. Yes, but it's amusing. Okay, so are you ready?
Welcome to Predict Stuff.
Still writing those sales of that 100% quiz that you did.
I'll never forget.
I'm basically fucking Sherlock. Okay, so this set the scene. We're on, is it Privet Drive, where Harry Potter lives with
Privet.
With Privet, I don't think it is. That they live.
Fan fiction, we can change stuff.
With the Dursleys, and Hagrid has just knocked on the door after Harry, I guess, hasn't been receiving letters. I don't know. The story starts in the middle of nowhere, and the door opens, and at some point, Hagrid says, "Harry, you're a Christian, Harry."
I nailed it.
Okay, so here I'll start reading. "What is a Christian?" Harry queried innocently, and scuffed his shoe on the shaggy yellow carpet which had not been vacuumed in quite some time. "Christians are people that want to be good," Hagrid explained wisely, and crouched down so he was on eye level with Harry. "We want to go to heaven after we die. Do you know what heaven is, Harry?" Harry shook his head, and his big eyes were wide and curious. Heaven is a beautiful place where we could be with God. Aunt Petunia smacked her hands over Harry's young ears, and her voice was sickly sweet when she said, "Thank you very much for your concern, sir, but he does not need your religion. He has science and socialism and birthdays. Haven't you heard of evolution? I have a birthdays? What?
Birthdays!
Haven't you heard of evolution? I have a very good textbook on evolution that I could give you on it if you would like to learn things." Great writing. You don't believe that, do you? "Yes, I do," Aunt Petunia screeched. "Well then, prove it!" Aunt Petunia could only stare at him, and her big mouth hung open dumbly. Here she thought she was so educated, and always demanded that Christians prove what they believed in. But she couldn't even prove her own religion. It was then that Harry knew who the smart one here was. Tell me how to get to this heaven place!" Harry cried wistfully, clasping...
Here's this gun! Just repent your sins and shoot yourself, you little fucker.
Tell me how to get to this heaven place, Harry cried wistfully, clasping his hands together. Sometimes the wisdom of little ones is really amazing. We think we grown-ups know it all, but then God speaks through the mouths of little ones and shows us how we are all mortals struggling along the path of life. Humility. All you have to do is be saved. Do you want to be saved? I do, Harry squealed, jumping up and down. Then pray the sinner's prayer. Aunt Petunia tried to stop him, but she was powerless against Harry's pure, innocent, holy energy. Soon, Harry had said the prayer. Hagrid beamed happily. "You're a Christian now, Harry," Hagrid cried proudly. Harry smiled, but then interrogated. "How do I be a Christian? I don't know how." Hagrid grinned widely. "There's only one place to learn. Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles." and that's a wrap. But an author's note. Capital letters. So, what do you think? I may not be a professional writer, but I think I am being given the talent to pull this off in service of a greater mission, smiley face.
Isaac, my first thought is that Hagrid will rape Harry when they get to that school. In good old Christian fashion.
Yeah.
Wow, I mean, there's a lot to unpack
I
there.
very much enjoyed the gun comment. How do I get to heaven? Here's the quick way, buddy.
I've got this sawn-off shotgun, Harry.
He probably does, though.
Right, okay, well... The fun thing, let's start at the beginning. So, oh, Jesus. So Aunt Petunia is a lover of science,
yes,
right?
Yes, the devil's work.
She loves science and books and evolution, things that we have proof for.
And birthdays.
And birthdays, of course. Yeah. Well, those are proven.
What the fuck, though? Okay, carry on. Let's get to the birthdays in a minute.
So the very thing that's the joy of science, you know, is that you don't have to go out there and prove everything yourself, because one can pick up a book and read the proof, read the evidence.
I believe the famous phrase was from Sir Isaac Newton, no relation. We stand on the shoulders of giants. I hope I'm not misquoting there.
Yes. And the Christian church stands on the shoulders of... I mean, sorry out there if you're Christian. You're normally very nice people, apart from when you start like holy wars and things. But you stand on the like millions of corpses and...
Okay.
Not you in particular,
no.
Judith, or whatever your name is.
Judith. Lewis, I think you've been listening to Bad Friends, and I'm gonna reel you back in a little bit. Let's not alienate our people.
No, that's what I do.
I didn't write this. I just mocked it.
Well, then you opened the door.
Yeah, well, I wasn't mocking Christians in general. Just this silly lady. Like, why can't you have fantasy? I just find it amusing that
That's black magic, Isaac.
The Bible is pure fantasy, but other fantasy isn't allowed. I don't understand.
No, but the author if I can be so bold to call her an author, is
The blogger.
by my yes. I would suggest some form of creationist.
Yeah.
And part of the latter story would be Harry Potter and the Chamber of Dinosaurs didn't exist. And Harry
really
Potter. And Harry Potter and the Order of fuck off Jewish people. I don't know.
No, look, see, you're crossing the line again, Lewis.
No, I'm not.
No.
They are very, very adamant.
I think the problem is you see the crazy ones. They're the ones
Yes.
that are on the news. I think
Most of them are lovely.
yeah, I think that's the thing. Like, I would always give someone a chance. I would always give them a chance. But as soon as you start with that shit, man, as soon as you start with that shit, you're out. But the ones that I actually know in real life are like the most kind and accepting people. Do you know what I mean?
One of my aunts, very much a Christian, still goes to church every Sunday. Lovely a woman you will not meet.
Yeah. But she just happens
She's
to
fantastic.
believe in this crazy shit. But that's fine. I mean, perspective.
It's not my cup of tea, Isaac.
Yeah, okay.
It's the most Christian way that I can put it.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, let's not. Yeah, I mean, I guess I did choose a subject matter, so like that's on me. That's on me. But I thought
maybe. I want to see the version of Jurassic Park, which is written by the Christian mother.
Yeah. Anyway, I found that on a list of like the worst fan fictions ever. So she's kind of infamous. She's got her dues already. I'll tell you what. Yeah. I found one which was a SpongeBob fan fiction. It was one sentence. I don't know how that counts as a fan fiction. It was one sentence of SpongeBob calling Squidward these two words next to each other, the N word and the F word, the gay one. Like that's it. That's the entire story.
I don't condone, but I do.
No, it's horrid, but it's funny. But somehow that made it to a list of the worst fan fiction. So that's barely a tweet.
I mean, it's terrible.
It's barely a tweet.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, it deserves to be up there. Hey, Squidward. I'm not going to recite it.
No, because that's horrible. But yeah, I thought that was amusing. Yeah. All right. Well, I think we dug some comedy out of that one, which is good. We nailed it. I
don't think we had to dig far. Lying loose on the surface.
All right. So, just like the bones God tested us with, those dinosaurs. Anyway, we should really prepare the audience for the movie stuff, because I basically recommended softcore porn.
Isaac, what I wanted to launch into right off the bat is a while ago we had one episode with a specific name which had a real high amount of searches on the platforms that we're on. Can't imagine why. I can't remember what number episode it was, but it was called Nothing Boob Stuff. Isaac, welcome to Nothing Boob Stuff Part 2. That is going to be the name of this episode.
Okay.
And I think it's quite evident why. Isaac, this film's got some titties in it.
Literally the first note that I have, after being a little bit bewildered by like the kind of fuzzy camera and awful sound, there's that kind of. So this is sorry, we haven't even said the fucking name. This is Hard Ticket to Hawaii, 1987. It's an action movie. It's a wank fest. It's got a lot of boobs.
I would appreciate it if you said it how it's sung in the song.
Please. Yes, yeah.
It's a hard ticket to Hawaii. It's amazing.
What came first? The song or the movie? I don't know.
I hope there was just some coked up director and a coked up guy who was in a band, and they were just like, right, we're gonna go out with something great tonight, and they just. This beautiful film was born from it.
So yeah, terrible sound, terrible camera, and I'm pretty sure it's just a woman walks up to a guy and they just start eating each other's faces for like 10 whole seconds, like just macking out, just like lips smacking, tongues everywhere, and it's just like, oh dear, what have I done? oh dear. So this happened several times. I started writing a note, and I'll tell you how it goes. Oh, the sound is terrible. Oh wait, I forgot boobs. Okay.
I was counting the amount of times I saw boobs on the screen until I lost count.
Pairs or individuals?
Pairs.
Pairs, okay.
I was like, there's not enough time, Isaac.
So, by the way, no context with these two people macking out. They just do that, and then we move on.
Yes, that happens a few. There's a good number of times in this film where you see people making out and normally tits, and it has no bearing on the plot or the story. They're just like, she's got like every woman in this film was hired because she had an incredible pair of tits.
Well, to be fair, most of the men are like Ken doll dudes as well. So let's at least even it out.
Anyone that's meant to be impressive.
You could go to a porn studios kind of audition room and probably find those people there because they're all like athletic and well to put together.
They look incredible.
Yeah, so good for them. I'm just saying it's not just the women. But, I mean, they are fully objects in this film, don't get me wrong. Like, they're fully objects.
Well, they are quite key to the plot, but...
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
I mean the tits.
So we go to, like, a scene where... I don't really know what they're doing, but you get the impression from the music and the way it's behaving. It's like a kind of... almost like a drug cartel packing up drugs. And I think they're all, like, locals or natives, as you'd say. And then, like, some very white... fucking Hitler Youth people come in, clearly in control as they are in this, but they're obviously the baddies. And there's this one guy, and I know we've done this in a movie before, but I can't deny that it's Fred from Scooby-Doo again. It's in the movie. Like, it's in Monsters and Mazes. He's in this one. Different actor, but he looks like Fred from Scooby-Doo. He's got very reflective aviators. And later on, and we find out in the movie, guess what his name is? It's Shades.
I was going to wait because we don't find out about Shades for ages.
I'm sorry. I ruined your wind-up.
I know,
but
Isaac, you're forgetting this film actually starts with something that can be passably called artistic, and it's not a pair of lovely jubblies. It is. I thought when they were doing the credits, and it was like they're moving boxes around, and all the credits are like on the boxes and things, and there's like, I was just like, okay, so there's a little bit of thought gone into this. Much more thought went into that opening credit scene than most of the rest of this film.
So so Shades kills some cops, and then we kind of move on. It was just like, that thing happened, let's go. So all we've seen is some people getting murdered and some people fucking making out. And we're in the factory with those credits. I wrote, geez, this factory foreman won't give these poor workers a break. It follows a guy coming out of his office through the factory floor, and anyone that comes up to talk to him, he says something along the lines of "Get back to work," or it's like, "Hey, hardly working." Blah, blah, blah. Every single line, it's like, leave them alone, man. You are allowed to have a rest.
Treat your workers better. But also, there's apparently in this film a special appearance by Kwan Hai Lim, and I was very excited to see who that was. Didn't recognise him, but it did say special appearance by Kwan Hai Lim. And I'm going to Google him right now.
That's what I was going to do.
Because I want to know Kwan Hai Lim.
Okay, yeah, let's see.
I don't remember this guy being in this film.
But it was a special appearance, Lewis. He was...
Yeah, but was it for one frame? I do not remember this guy in this film.
He was in Magnum PI. He was probably what I kind of touched on earlier. He fulfilled every Asian role in a bunch of TV shows for a couple of decades.
Probably. But I did make a note on this, Isaac. It was more towards the end, but it seems prudent to put it in now. For a film based in Hawaii, I don't remember seeing a single Hawaiian person in this film.
No. It was almost like the natively local people were more South American. They're quite dark skinned. I don't know where they were. It's not Hawaii. They're probably Mexicans
I recognised as
in
looking
LA.
Stereotypical, yes, but stereotypically Hawaiian. Didn't remember seeing one. Not even a luau. Nothing.
So the special appearance, Kwan Hee Lim. He's got 17 titles under his belt, starting in 1920. So he was born in 1922. So he had a very long career. and has 17 titles. Pathetic, mate. Pathetic.
Oh, well, there you go.
Sorry
Isaac,
you died in 2008.
Then we start getting into it, and my next note here is, okay, snakes? Question mark?
Yeah, snakes. Very heavy snakes. Very heavy snakes. So they have 2 boxes. One of them is like covered in tape and says like biohazard, super dangerous, toxic warning markers on them. And then there's another one. There's another box. I think it says snake on it, maybe. And I think someone walks past and like knocks off like a piece of paper held on with a piece of tape. One piece of tape, which is like the super dangerous sign. So they get confused and there's a switcheroo. But they need 2 guys to pick up the snake and they struggle. Like the actors make a point about being like, oof, as they pick it up. And I was like, how heavy
big
is
snake.
That? It's a big fucking snake. But then you see it, not so big. Not so big.
It must be very dense.
Very dense.
Very dense.
Very dense.
Very dense snake.
Full of toxin.
But then my next note is 8 minutes and 8 seconds in and the second pair of tits.
Yes.
Now, I am going to stand here and hold my hands high, Isaac, and apologise if anyone out there is offended by the use of my word, tits, lovely jubblies and things like that. But you cannot talk about this film calling them breasts, because it's just fucking tits. They're just tits. They're not meant to be there
that's what I mean.
for any other use than looking at a pair of fucking tits.
No. So the two ladies are stars. The one at the beginning making out is Donna, and the second pair of tits that you are referring to, I wrote, sick, more boobs, was Taryn, which is a bit of an interesting name. But
I completely forgot they had names.
So I start to get confused quite quickly with this movie, because, okay, so these girls, Donna and Taryn, these women, they're wearing, like, cowboy boots and very small booty shorts. And then, like, jacket, like kind of bomber jacket type things. And they say...
Well, very low-cut tops.
Yeah, no, they're not jackets.
And bras are banned.
It's Lewis's film set.
No, you can see that because every time they take off their tops, there's no bras.
Obviously. I think we all saw that.
Yeah, mate, it's not fucking subtle.
This wasn't you being weird. This was just, everyone would have seen that.
No.
So... the DEA. They call themselves the Drug Enforcement Agency, but I get really confused because they're also like couriers and like tour guide operatives.
Isaac, you've been distracted by the boobs.
Yes,
okay?
I have.
So
many times.
The DEA has put Donna there and 2 of our male protagonists.
Taryn is a civilian. I remember that's important.
Yes. But Donna is in the CIA, and
DEA.
she is friends... DEA, sorry. And she's friends with Taryn, and Donna's cover is to be a pilot flying out to the island. That's like... she's embedded in that courier service so that they can keep going over there and checking up on Wagwan.
Okay. That nullifies a few of my later notes being like, now you're doing a tour guide? I don't understand. Okay.
Yeah, it's a chartering / courier business. But Isaac, perhaps your main problem is that you don't do your best thinking in that chair. You do your best thinking in the hot tub, which is where I know I do my best thinking, and so do Donna and Taryn. Yeah. Which is why, after arriving on the island and the dropping off this newlywed couple who have a brutal fate, and then the snake escaping, they're like, I can't remember why, but some shit is going down, and they're just like, right, no, that's it. They see those 2 guys on the beach, because a remote control helicopter comes in and drops off these 2 fucking diamonds.
Okay,
and
you are skipping
they find the diamond.
A whole bunch of shit, but carry on education.
No, but this is called plot, and there is some of it in this film. But I must just explain my offhand comment, because then they're just like, what are we going to do about these diamonds? And they go, I do my best thinking in the hot tub, topless. So they just go and...
No, okay, before they get there, they are filmed walking away for like 10 whole seconds. Like, I do my best thinking in the hot tub, and then they just walk away slowly for 10 seconds. And it's like, I know what you're doing. I'm not going to be suckered in. I'm paying attention to the story.
There's about 10-15 minutes of story in this hour and 45-minute long film.
So between that happening and like the diamonds and shit, first of all, I noticed Taryn is the civilian who's supposed to be being this courier. You get there's holes all through your story about how she's in undercover and stuff. Taryn has 2 nightsticks dangling from her hip. Why would you ever need 2 nightsticks? like why? So she's got 2 nightsticks. In case
you lose one?
Yeah. And then I wrote, are they cops or couriers, tour guides, or just whores? And then flying to the island is where we get the song, Lewis.
It's a hard ticket to Hawaii.
It's 4 minutes of a plane flying.
Why do I feel like you're going to cut that and put that at the end of the episode?
Yes.
Just tits, hard ticket to Hawaii.
Look.
Tits.
Look, I just farted. I hope the mic picked it up. But it's 4 minutes of this, and they just make out with their dudes in that 4 minutes. It's literally just flying around, looking out a window and making out. And there's a bit where Donna and her guy, I don't think I wrote their names down. We get to them in a minute. We get properly introduced.
So there's Chisel Jaw and half Native American.
Chisel Jaw and half Native. Yeah, okay. They
half Native and Chisel Jaw.
That sounds so offensive.
It's not.
Yeah, Chisel Jaw. I mean, that's just mean. And they're looking out the window, the plane window, to the two of them, got man and woman, and then
For
the man,
4 minutes.
and then the man takes a Polaroid camera, takes a picture of what they are looking at, and then immediately gives it to Donna. It's like, 1, yes, I can see it, thanks, and 2, it's not developed yet. Like, I don't know what you're doing. So that was a fun 4 minutes.
To pick on in this film, I'm amazed that even registered with
I thought it was amusing. Like, I don't want to see a picture of the thing I can see. Like, it's there. Anyway, jacuzzi, walking away 10 seconds. And then there's another woman who runs a restaurant called Charlotte.
Yeah, they also...
Charlotte.
Well, there's some people in a restaurant where they hang out sort of thing, but I think they're also the person who runs the restaurant is also an informant for the DEA.
Yeah, I mean, nonsense.
Every woman in this film is somehow got huge knockers and is working with the DEA.
So this is just a sign of the time of what I think they thought was funny. And I think we're learning in these recent times that it's super not funny.
Is it the rapey guy?
Yeah! So there's this, if I said sweaty, balding producer to you, I think anyone would have the picture of this guy.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, I've got it written down.
I have a note on this.
So he's there meeting Charlotte, who I think, is like the kind of hostess or owner of this restaurant. She's in charge of some capacity. And he is like desperate to, like, he looks like not like a scorned lover, but like a desperate lover. Like he wants to get her back, and he's going like all over the top about it. So he says, I'm not just some fast-talking New York TV producer. I care deeply about you. And she's...
Isaac, I want everyone to be prepared for the next line you're about to say. Take a deep breath, everyone.
2 lines. But yeah, one from each. So Charlotte says, you practically raped me last night. And he says, that was last night! Like, it's like, that's fine. Like, that's yesterday.
That was last night. Chill the fuck out.
Yeah, let's go home together.
Get over it.
What? So, I think that was supposed to be a joke, and it's just so not funny.
No.
It's ironically funny.
That's the only point in this film I paused and went, what? Took about 10 seconds and listened to it again and went, no, I heard that exactly right. You practically raped me last night. Which means, number 1, they slept together the night before.
He was not nice.
And number 2, it wasn't consensual.
No, he wasn't nice. He wasn't very nice at all.
No. Well, you practically... Does that mean... What? At one point, did she give in? Like, I don't know.
Oh, no, okay, let's not
delve into these details.
No. We're not going into that. Let's stick to the ironic humour that they thought that was funny in the 80s.
Yeah, that's way too big a topic for us.
And I can't remember who said this, but I wrote it down because it was funny. Someone says... the line, "If brains were bird shit, you'd have a clean cage." And I was like, that's funny. I quite like that. That's a good insult.
But then they hop into the jacuzzi to think. The Donna and Taryn, and it takes them all of 10 seconds to do their thinking. Because the jacuzzi has such incredible powers.
Thinking powers. Meditative.
And then we meet Chisel Jaw and we need a better name than native guy. Isaac, give him a name.
Long-haired guy. Ponytail, yeah.
Ponytail. Okay, so Chisel Jaw and Ponytail. And he has the incredible line, "These hands are lethal weapons."
Yeah, to be fair, they're quite good, like martial art. I mean, they've got some kind of ability in that. They're like sparring with each other. They're super jockey, like super jocks.
Oh, my next note is everyone in this film is gay. The men, the women, everyone. They just don't know it.
Okay, I wrote casually racist martial arts jocks. I don't know why they were casually racist, but I guess they were.
I think their depiction more than anything.
And then, so you touched on it. This evil, very English guy has a toy helicopter, which you hear, like, they don't sound edit the helicopter very well. So this super, like, ominous music, evil guy doing evil things, is accompanied by the of like a shitty toy helicopter. I can't remember why he drops diamonds off, but basically one of the next scenes is
they're smuggling them in.
Okay, but there's like a scene of like diamond thieves, like breaking in.
No. The helicopter is flying over to drop off the diamond to those guys who work for him on the island. Okay. And then Donna and Taryn see them and just for some reason, like, attack them.
Yeah, but they bring nunchucks.
Of course.
You could just take nunchucks to your heist. And, like, really creepy gloves. They're, like, skin-coloured latex gloves. I don't know, they freaked me out. I won't dwell on it, because you'll call me out. And I never thought...
Focus on the tits.
Focus on the tits. Isaac, shush, boobies. So... The last bit I wrote there, I just wanted your opinion on something completely unrelated. Well, related to the movie. I never thought much of the whole stocking over the face trick. Like for bank robbers, when they put a stocking over the face. Like, you could
Looks really strange in this film.
You could, but it's not just this film. Any media where they do that, you could just see their face. Like, I don't... If you had a big moustache and you heard their voice, like... And you bumped into them once before, you'd know who they were.
Isaac, I think I could recognise you even with a stocking over your face.
Yeah, I just, in general, I just think it's a dumb idea. Wear a mask. It's way easier. Like, I don't understand.
I think back then, though, 80s, things like that, when they were starting to get CCTV, it blurred it enough on a blurry camera.
Okay. I was thinking something about, like, blurring on a camera, and I forgot that it was the past, and cameras are still quite shit, so they must have been way bad back then. I don't know what your next one is. We're at Eddie's bar, which is where Charlotte runs the place. Bit confusing. Eddie's bar, where Charlotte is, who got practically raped last night.
Well, my next note is why are they lying about the diamonds? Because they like get So my next bit is when Taryn and Donna are at their home and considering what to do with the diamonds, and then the evil guy sends his goons after them because they figure out that those two girls have the diamonds. And they've like come in with guns and they're threatening them and all this, and I'm just like, why don't they just hand over the diamonds?
Yeah.
Like you think, like, in that situation, they're like, we're going to kill you. And they're just like, I don't know where your diamonds are. We don't have the diamonds. It's just like, they know you have the diamonds. Just hand over the fucking diamonds. Right? I know that this is a plot point. But they can't give them over.
Isn't it it's the thing of, well, that's the only information which is keeping me alive. Do you know what I mean? Like, if a gun is pointed at your head and they're like, where's the thing? The only reason you're still alive...
I'd be like, it's over there.
And then you're shot in the head. So,
yeah, because what happens if they believe you and they go, well, now you know that we've lost a diamond and...
Or you get tortured and shot in the head if you hold out. Yeah, you're right. I'd be like,
Fuck, it's over there, mate. Like, no problems here. I didn't see nothing. I found it. I picked it up. Gave it back to you. There you
go. So when we get to Eddie's bar, there's the kind of greeter, the like host who like shows you to a table. So he's a Guido kind of guy, like slicked back oil hair. He's got his shirt buttons down to like his navel undone, and he is he's not quite as literally rapey as the TV producer, but he's very rapey, like super over the top, nasty, gross comments to everyone.
Give that guy enough money, and in 30 years, he's the other guy.
Yeah, exactly. So he was fucking horrible. And then I started writing a note. What? Taryn casually mentions her new secret identity, so she's like, "Oh wait, boobs again." And a G-string. And I said, "Yes, this is porn with way too much talking." That was kind of like my summary halfway through.
It's just a huge budget soft porno film.
Yeah.
But Isaac, very soon. I'm not exactly. I may be jumping too far ahead. I'm not sure, but I just have to make this mention right now of one of the small characters in this film, Jimmy Joe Jackson.
Yeah.
He's like a sports reporter? What? Why did they throw that in?
I don't know.
There's just like these two NFL guys there, and he's just there like reporting on them for no reason. It has nothing to do with any of the rest of the film.
Yeah.
And then at one point, slightly later, he like interviews them live on the air. And they just keep on saying the N-word, and they're like super offensive, and Jimmy Joe Jackson's there is just like, my career's ruined. What the fuck have you guys done?
But they're part of the rapey TV producer guy. Like, that's why he's there. Yeah, I have no idea, because it just goes away and never happens. Why? Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
no reason or rhyme to that at all.
Very strange. That whole bar thing, I feel like you could just cut out.
Yeah.
And then we get to one of my favourite moments of this whole movie. So the two martial arts dudes are on their way down.
Give them their name.
Ponytail and Chiseljaw are on their way down in their, like, those kind of jockey open-top Jeeps. I think they're coming to see...
You mean amazing open-top Jeeps? Wish I had.
If you were in Hawaii, fine. Like, I get it. I guess.
I'd roll through London in one of those bad boys.
Yeah, a lot of rain. They're driving, I think, to see the girls. But were they also in the helicopter when they were making out? I'm confused. It was a while ago. Anyway.
No, because Taryn has a boyfriend who's not one of the jockey guys.
Right. So they were making
Donna
out.
is going out with Chiseljaw, and Ponytail is going out with the hostess of the bar.
Yes. Of course they're all going out so they can fuck.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, and there's like that long ass scene with Taryn and Ken, the Ken doll.
Yeah.
Which is just thrown in where it's like 3-4 minutes long. She just takes her top off and they're just on the beach just kissing.
Yep. It lasts a long time.
All night.
Yeah.
All night they're there because she gets a like radio call in the morning. It's just like, come along. And it's just like, oh my God, they've actually been on that beach all night long, just rolling around and kissing topless.
The fucking dream.
Like, fuck her already.
That's the dream. Anyway, we're driving down the road, Lewis. We've got our jock boys in our Jeep. And then... What would be the worst thing that you could possibly throw at someone? Some very, they're very jacked dudes. Let's send in the handstand skateboarder. Because a guy comes towards them on a skateboard doing a handstand.
He's credited at
the end. I got a little list of credits at the end. There's some brilliant ones.
Good.
There's some brilliant ones. So somehow this guy doing a handstand on a skateboard who looks like 50 years old.
It's a professional.
He goes past them, turns around, and then I can't remember, where does the sex doll come from? There's a sex...
Isaac, I have no answers for you.
Somehow there's a blow-up sex doll that goes into the air, and the jocks find it a threat, so they blow it up with a bazooka. Like a proper rocket launcher, shoulder-mounted explosion. They don't care about the guy on the skateboard. Like, he just skates off. But, like, they blow up...
They have an arsenal in this film.
Yeah, crazy, though. And then I said, oh, finally, some more boobs.
I waited so long.
Yeah, what's all this skateboarding and shit? Finally, some more boobs and needless bending over.
Yeah, I mean, I've got it marked down here: tits times 3, tits times 4, and 5, and 6. Cross-dressing 2. So that was an interesting moment. We find out that to be fair, very convincing.
Yeah, I just wrote thick
very
makeup.
Convincing. I did not, for a second, think that was a man in drag until they started taking off the makeup and the hair, and I was just like,
and they look like
done.
And they look like a nerdy accountant man. Like it was not like a feminine man at all. No, that was impressive.
Really, really good job by the makeup team. Like, kudos.
Yeah, no, I wrote because before I realised they were trans or drag, whatever.
You were bashing one out.
I wrote down like the thickest makeup that you'd need a chisel to get through. Because I didn't think of anything. I just thought it was a woman in lots of makeup. Anyway, so good for them. So, to be fair, I've got quite a lot of notes left. So I think I'm just going to pick out some funny ones until we get to a plot point.
Okay, I've got one here. Cancer-infected rats.
Cancer-infected rats, yeah.
That's all I need. That's all I need to say. Mm-hmm. They just say that.
They do say that. Shades likes to play frisbee with one hand on an Uzi the whole time.
Oh yeah, no, I've got that. I always play frisbee with my Uzi in my other hand.
Yeah, you don't like sling it onto your back. Like he's basically got his finger on the trigger and you jump with some random chick on the beach playing frisbee, and it becomes a huge part of their plan later to exploit his random.
Yeah, but that's what Shades does.
That's what Shades. You can't pin Shades down.
But I love it because you see them playing it, and then a while later they're just like, "Oh yeah, that's one of the evil guys on the island. He's called Shades."
Yeah. Oh, Shades! Don't fuck with Shades. That's funny.
Like it's a name. It's not. Mm-hmm. It's amazing.
And then we have. There's a few other bits. I don't give a shit. There's a bit where one of the baddie henchmen is like a bodybuilding woman. Fine. She is hench. Big girl.
Dedication to the craft there, I respect it.
No, absolutely not a problem at all. But in the middle of a movie, I'm not so bothered about, again, it's like 4 or 5 minutes of her like flexing and like playing with her nunchucks.
It's to give the fellas something else.
Something else,
you know?
Yeah, variety. They're not all...
I'm amazed we didn't see her tits.
No, we didn't actually. But I mean, they're all muscle at this point. Like she's if you're into that, I'm sure she's very good looking. She's pretty, but with all the muscles, not for me. Yeah, and then I wrote
a note here.
Sorry, really quickly.
Go on.
I wrote the god's name is Shades, and then just anyway, carry on.
So my next note here is from one of the love scenes in the film. I believe it's the first one between Chiseljaw and Donna.
Donna, yeah, and I think I've got the line, but you carry on.
Yeah, no, allow me.
Yes.
Just that they're sort of making out, they're starting to get a little frisky, and then he says, "I want to suck the polish off your toes."
No. I don't want to run your life. All I want to do is suck the polish right off of your toes.
Yeah, so I've just got the note here: "Suck the polish off your toes." Jesus Christ!
Fuck yeah! Like on the edge of a huge. Like they just blew something up with a bazooka. Like I mean, I guess I'd be pretty horny too.
Yeah, those endorphins raised.
And so they fuck, or they're fucking, and there's a great bit. They come back to Taryn and Ponytail, and I think Taryn implies that Chiseljaw was eating pussy noisily, because...
No, because they go back to his scene, and she's there, like, sort of half in his lap, tossing him off, and he's like, ah!
Is that what it is?
It's very blatant.
Oh, when he's calling out. Oh, okay, because she says we stopped for a bite. He says we stopped for a bite to eat, and she says next time you shouldn't chew your food so loud. And I was like, what? Is that just some sloppy cunnilingus? Is that what she's talking about? That's
no.
Exorcist shit.
Like, no, he's just having a good time and he doesn't care who knows about it. Because Isaac, the men in this film, let's be honest, they are not men who sexually satisfied their partners.
No. It's true. They wouldn't even think about that.
They're too busy coming and then oiling their chest up again.
So, is that a razor blade frisbee, Lewis?
Yes,
I think I see a razor blade. Oh, right, the frisbee guy, Shades, and he has some fucking skills, Lewis. So their plan.
Oh God, yeah.
Their plan. I'm not going to go into all of it. There's some stupid shit. We'll tell you about it. Their plan involves Shades, and what Chiseljaw, I think, is going to challenge. Is going to basically go along to the frisbee date that Shades has with this chick and join in. And he does. And they start throwing it around. They get a little bit competitive. And Shades, he does this fucking awesome thing, like, at least 3 times. Where he catches the frisbee and then lifts his leg up awkwardly and throws it under and catches it again. Every time he catches it. And it gets so heated that Shades tells the girl to leave so they can continue their frisbee duel.
No. Chiseljaw tells her to leave because he doesn't want her to get hurt because he's a hero.
Because it's heating up. It's heating up here.
And then he has because they're originally throwing a red frisbee around, and then he pulls a black frisbee out of his bag and they throw that back once or twice, and then he swaps it for the black frisbee with the razor blades, and I'm just like, why did you bother throwing that first black frisbee? The guy's just going to play frisbee.
It doesn't matter.
Literally, you could have just saved yourself 30 seconds there, but no. He really wanted to sucker him in, you know?
And so, phase 2 of the plan, I guess that was one of them.
It's multi-layered.
Is it Donna or Taryn is in like a maglite glider? That's
Donna, I'm sure.
And she's...
Because Taryn's throwing shit out of it.
They need the glider. They need the glider
so
they can throw, quote unquote, noise grenades to, quote unquote, flush them out. And then I wrote, maybe the truck smashing through a fence was enough noise. Because that's what they do immediately after. They just smash through a fence in a truck and it makes the loudest noise.
Given the situation, I don't know why they didn't use frag grenades.
To murder people. I don't know. I don't know. Noise
They're
grenades.
like a more intimate kill in this film.
And it doesn't flush them out. They don't come out until the truck comes through the gate.
I just want to make a quick note here. By the way, everyone, we did mention a big sort of radioactive poisonous snake at the start of the film. It has reared its ugly head once in the process of this film. The newlywed couple that was dropped off to camp on a bit of the island were brutally killed by this snake, and they see it and they scream even though it's about 50 feet away.
It's like an arm in a stocking, that's all it is. With some
it's a hilarious puppet.
Yeah, but it's just an arm down a long sock because you never see it move, or it just wiggles in spot with some ominous music. And throughout the film, we have seen it. The only time it does anything is with the newlyweds, but throughout the film, there's just random little snippets of ominous music.
It has a moment at the end.
Yeah, sure. But I mean, we aren't completely forgotten about it in the movie. I just didn't write a note down because it's just a snake doing nothing, just with some music.
There's too many boobs to worry about the snake.
Exactly. And then they have... So the truck comes through the fence. That flushes the baddies out. And they have a really shit firefight. And I get it's kind of... they make it a joke, but it's a few minutes of them shooting at each other really badly. And just shooting bottles and stuff. He's really good at hitting bottles, but not baddies. And then the other guy... That's Chiseljaw, I think.
Yeah, they make a whole thing out of it that he's actually not a very good shot. Yeah. But I'm just well, you're in the wrong job, mate.
Yeah, right. And I said, oops, swinging boobs, forgot why I started a note. And then, my beads! My mother gave them to me! because they've gone for this big melee assault. And then Ponytail, during this fight, the guy, pops the thread on his... They're there's a friendship bracelet with some beads on it on his wrist. Yeah, and he makes it personal for some reason, but they've never mentioned these beads before. No, he just goes, "My beads." Why?
I mean, They are his beads.
They're his beads.
What can I say?
I mean, if someone broke my jewellery, I'd be pretty mad too, I guess.
Yeah.
Don't wear your
Especially
jewellery
my
to
beads.
Don't take your beads to the assault, maybe.
I can't pick them up and get a new piece of string.
It'd be really embarrassing to pick up those beads. There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
They're all over the floor.
Sorry, guys. I just got to get my beads.
But now it's got personal. The baddie's nice enough to give him some free time to strap on some unnecessary claws. Like, he puts claws on.
Oh, mate, honestly, like, I'll be completely honest. At this point, I stopped making notes. I was just
shit.
I watched the last bit of this film today, and frankly, it's scarred in my memory for a while. I mean, the climax. I mean, there's like 3 separate climaxes to this film as well.
Yeah,
it's like Lord of the Rings. Like, you don't know when it ends.
Yeah. No, I got that. But no, I kind of agree. I thought it was. I don't want to finish because I got a few more, but I do think it was entertaining enough to at least finish. I'll be honest, I had to go to bed. I watched the next 20 minutes the next day because it was long and late. But I thought it entertained me a bit. Like,
I tried to watch a lot of the middle section while at work, but you cannot watch this film.
It's like the definition of not safe for work. But so the baddies then go after the chicks. There's a bit where one of the guys is like banging on a door that I think Donna is hiding from him, and the whole scene goes on for like 30 seconds of her like building a crossbow while he's banging at the door, and it's like the slowest, most painful crossbow build. Like, why is the crossbow not just built for the sake of the scene? And then
why doesn't she just have a gun?
But this guy that she's fighting. They do this weird...
He's the main sort of baddie.
They do this weird... Like you say, they do this weird thing. Like, Donna thinks she's killed him in one way or another. But then he just kind of gets up again.
He's taken a crossbow bolt to the shoulder. It's not like a lethal injury.
But then she tries to run away. Then he gets up. She goes to get some ice. But then he gets up in the meantime. So she stabs him and he dies. No, still not dead. And then I said, I forgot about the snake. Bursting through the toilet is amazing.
Yeah, it comes up through the toilet. But Isaac, you're missing a really triumphant moment in this film because they get like pretty much all the baddies, and for some reason Donna. Is it Donna? I swear it might be. No, I think it's Donna.
No, it's Donna. It's Donna.
Yeah, but she's like not with the group anymore. She's like gone back to hers, and they all jump in a van. I think she flew the plane back.
Yes, yeah. They're all in a van.
So they're driving the van back, and they're all being like, "Yay, we did it! We've won the day!"
I know what you're gonna say,
then the girl that they save from the bar is just like, "Hey,
what about the main guy?
Wait about evil man."
Yeah, what about the main guy?
And then they go, "Oh fuck!" And then the next bit is just the back doors of the van, while in motion, opening, and Chiseljaw leaps out of the back on a motocross bike. And just like,
where was that bike?
Bearing in mind we've just seen a scene of them in the back of said van
no bike,
with no motorbike, no motorbike,
and then so they have that whole fight. The guy's dying and resuscitating and dying again.
And then how did we get rid of the snake, Isaac?
I think you can guess. There's a very strange grin when it happens. Chiseljaw whips out his bazooka, not a euphemism, and bursts. You don't shoot a bazooka indoors. That's like rule number 1 with a bazooka. I'm pretty sure it says it on the barrel. Blows up the snake. I guess great shot. But then it lingers on him as he does like a weird, like forced smile. Like he grins about his victory. Like I'm so happy I got to use the bazooka again.
And it's a really shit bazooka though, because it like hits the snake in the open mouth and it just blows up the head, and like they're like 6 feet away and they're fine.
No, I guess it's an indoor bazooka. He brought the indoor bazooka. That's how you solve the problem.
I was going to say, because that helicopter that they destroyed shortly ago with the same bazooka must have been the outdoor bazooka.
That was the outdoor bazooka. Yes, that was the helicopter bazooka.
They look as opposed to the snake bazooka, of course.
And so Nunchuck Muscle Maiden turns up. And I love her technical ability with the nunchucks. What she does, I hope you paid really close attention. What she does, Lewis, is the nunchucks. It's a chain, and then there's the 2 blocks, the nunchaku,
the chucks,
the nunchaku, on either side. And so what she does, she holds both of the blocks together, So the chain's just kind of dangling. And then she just punches people. Like she doesn't use the nunchucks. she just holds them and punches people. Like, I mean, that would still hurt. Don't get me wrong. But we just saw her using her nunchucks on solo. Why aren't you swinging them around? Like, anyway.
Health and safety.
Yeah, true.
Couldn't fake it easily enough.
And I've got 3 more notes that I really want to do. Do you have any more?
Please. No,
done?
I told you.
You literally finished. You suck.
No, I finished watching the film this evening, and I couldn't be bothered because I was making dinner at the same time, so I didn't continue making notes. I just watched intently, knowing that I only had to keep it in my brain for 2 hours.
How'd that go?
Fine, I'm bringing up points that you didn't bring up.
Shut the fuck up, Lewis. Lewis, I've had enough of this talking from you. So, they corner baddie English evil man. Right?
Literally, we meet up once a week or once every 2 weeks to just talk.
Bullshit. You never hear. You'll never hear. Look.
I've got better things to do.
Look. So they kind of get the showdown with the guy with the helicopter, like the kind of patriarch of this operation. And the guy...
Who is Mr...
I don't fucking know.
Mr. Chang.
Mr. Chang. Okay,
Who
who's
has
English.
Who has... Isaac, you're not paying attention. He has a Chinese father and a British mother.
Okay.
He was raised in Hong Kong and London and is just a completely white man.
Yes. I did not pick that up, but I get... Why throw that in? Why? Why does he have to be Chang?
I don't know.
Call him Johnson.
Call him Mr... Yeah, Mr. Steve.
Why? So he's cornered. I think he's got a gun pointed at him. He picks up a samurai sword. Oh shit! Is Chang? I mean, he was raised in the Orient. You can't say that anymore.
He was raised in Hong Kong and London.
So he might be.
But
might be good with a samurai sword.
To be fair, number one, samurai swords from China,
Japan.
From Japan.
I know, not
China.
I know.
Number two, Hong Kong, British at this time as well.
Yeah.
British. So he was raised in Britain and Asian Britain.
But he has a samurai sword, Lewis.
He does.
And what does he do with his talents? He throws it at them.
he's got a few. He's got more than one. He's got some to spare.
But he throws a sword like he kind of like if you imagine the sword, like if you put your 2 fingers on the end of the pommel, like the handle, and like just pushed it through the air. That's what he does. So it's like even if it hit, it would be ineffective. Like just no weight. They're not designed to be thrown. Anyway. Terrible.
I mean, I wouldn't like to test that theory.
No, I just don't think it's going to do much, man. I mean, we could test it for the audience.
If Bruce Lee did that to you, you'd be stabbed through.
Yeah, but not Mr. Chang.
We don't know his skill set.
Well, we do because he immediately fails, Liz. He immediately fails. He's no skills.
Maybe he doesn't perform well under pressure. We've been there.
And then, okay, so we get to the moral of the story, right? We get to the moral of the story. So there are these 2 enormous diamonds floating around. We're talking like millions, right? And there's like everything's kind of resolved. Like the baddie's finished, but they've still got the diamonds. And
no. Taran has the diamonds.
Yeah, okay, I was getting there. They as a group still have the diamonds. And they say the line. Well, they basically start giggling with each other and kind of have like a little mental moment where they all decide that they'll just fucking keep it. And Taran says something along the lines of, a job worth doing is only worth doing for the right price. Basically just super happy with corruption. And they get away with it because Taran's a civilian.
Yeah, well, I think the way that they phrase it is, you guys are all DEA agents, so if you find stolen
contraband,
property, you have to hand it in. Now, I'm the only one who knows where the diamonds are, and I'm a civilian, so that means I get to keep them, right? And they
just go along
literally
with
turn to Chiseljaw, and he's just like, "Yep, that's the law."
No, you just told me.
And she's just like, "Well, I guess I can just sell them and share the profits with my friends." And it's just like,
this is so corrupt.
So basically, what you're saying is, that they would have to hand in the diamonds, but if you sold the diamonds, you could keep the money.
So corrupt. I loved it. And that's kind of end. They kind of they go out with the song. We get credits, Lewis. We get credits. During the credits, we get a nice reminder of all the boobs we've seen. It's just all the boobs that you've seen. It's amazing. And here are 3 of the credits that stood out to me.
Please.
I believe you have one, and I'm sorry if I'm stealing your thunder slightly. We have... Bear in mind the snake that we've seen. The sock. The sock puppet. This is the whole title. Conceptioneering monster design. Conceptioneering. I want to be a conceptioneer. Like that's, I want to get a conceptioneering.
Conceptioneering stuff, our new segment.
We've got skateboard stunts. Yes. Skateboard stunts from that 50-year-old dude. And rocket gun designer. Amazing. So, Lewis. How's this going to go down? I'm going to give this one. Audience, we've got a 2-tier rating system.
Every now and then we have to remind even ourselves.
I think we remind people every episode because it's ridiculous. Floppy or sloppy, think about it in context of a burger is a good one. You don't want a floppy burger, you want a nice sloppy burger. And sometimes, what else could it be, Lewis?
A hug from your mother.
You want it to be sloppy, not floppy. You want...
No, Isaac, it's blowjobs.
If you're going to have a sloppy burger, Lewis, you want it to be moist, obviously. You want to feel a little bit dirty afterwards.
Perky.
Dirty. Just a bit sinful. And...
covered in relish.
If it was me, I'd want to have a spicy mouth. And I'd want to probably visit the toilet quite soon. So that's a great...
I had a lovely curry last night on that moment.
That's just like it's just a great combination, I think. So this movie is definitely moist, definitely made me feel dirty, and I definitely went to the toilet afterwards. So I'm gonna give it a sloppy. You fucking hated it again.
No, I mean, it is. You get it. If you want to watch, what is this? 80s? Is this an
87?
80s? 87. Yeah. If you want to watch a late 80s film that feels like an early 80s film,
no,
it's just.
So I was thinking about like how what was the audience for this kind of softcore porn, right? And you think about like porn wasn't...
What's the demographic?
Porn wasn't freely available. It had a lot of taboo. This was a way to give porn to people by disguising it as an action movie. That's what it was. That's why like late night TV shows existed. It was so like dad can stay up and see some tits. Like that was literally it, because that's the only other choice is a magazine. And that sucks. That fucking sucks. Could you imagine being that generation?
Oh god.
Like, we had like printers and dial-up at least, like that. Do you know what I mean? Like
100%, we did have printers and dial-up,
but that was like just during our youth.
We were right on the. We grew up with the internet, so the people now that are like 13 years old and can just get Pornhub on their phone, like you don't know the struggle.
Yeah, and I mean, fuck that though, like that kind of availability. Anyway, we're going down a porn hole. Floppy or sloppy, Lewis? What's your outcome?
It does lean towards
sloppy inclined.
Sloppy. But it's only because of the slightly more... If you took out 1 or 2 or 3 of the more ridiculous things, or the moments where I just like, I'm so baffled by them, it wouldn't have made it. Number 1, the inclusion of the snake, though pointless, definitely was just like,
fun.
What is this all about?
Skateboarder, loved him.
Yeah, just that random thing. The bursting out the back of the van on a motorbike.
Oh, the rapey vibes is a big negative, a big con on the list. Like, it's just not funny.
No, absolutely. In terms of, I'm sitting there going, "Why the fuck did you add that in?" But also, I'm sitting there thinking, kind of made the film a little better.
Kind of funny. Yeah.
Like, rape is not funny. It
no,
can be funny
no.
in situations.
don't need to say that, but it is.
Yeah, but yeah, I will reluctantly lean towards sloppy on this one, but it's not one that I feel like I could watch again, and definitely not one that I would recommend you sitting down and watching with your friends, because then you're just watching porn together.
Yeah, which some people do. I don't understand. What was I think it was on Bad Friends, or one of the two podcasts that I've just said, Bad Friends or Smartless, where they basically say that that's what they used to do. They used to watch porn with their friends as like a unsaid rule that you're all doing it, but no one's doing it in the open. And I was like, not my friend group, dude. Like, that's super weird.
No, we did other different illegal things in sheds,
where
but we didn't do
going?
that.
No. I remember watching midget porn with Ramsey when we were like 14 or something. That was funny.
That's the first shout out of the episode.
Yeah, that's Ramsey's shout out.
Everyone, welcome to Quiz Stuff.
We're going into quiz stuff?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Is this you saying a quiz, I imagine?
Yes, which, because of technical difficulties, I need to re-Google. Bear with me.
Oh, right, yeah, I was there for that.
Yeah, you were there.
Do you listen to the podcasts? Do you go back to this podcast?
Do I re-listen to our own podcast?
When it's all like finalised and put together and shit.
By the time I've recorded it and then edited it, I'm so sick of it, I don't tend to go back and listen to it. You should just skip to the outtakes. I've got some good ones. Yeah, I do know that I need to go back and listen. Audience, I don't know whether I mentioned this before. I didn't realise Isaac was putting an outtake, because I do the edit, the bulk edit, and then I send it to Isaac and he puts in the sort of flourish, finishing bits at the end, like make sure the edit is okay.
Real talent.
Yeah, he spends 15 minutes doing, trying to claim, basically credit for the 3 hours that I've put into the edit by adding in a little bit of a music track. But then he always apparently edits some garbage from the episode and just sticks it in after the credits.
Usually denigrating you.
Yes. Yeah. But I'm sure there are probably audience members out there that also didn't realise that apparently every episode.
Well, you did one while I was on holiday and there's no outtake at the end.
Okay, yeah, because I didn't realise that we were doing it.
I think I was going to go back and re-upload with an outtake, but I haven't done it yet.
Yeah, because then also we lose those precious views.
The last one was great. Let's go snow. Like the song.
Made a whole song out of it. That's crazy.
Song, and I had a very good time. But I did that way too late into the night.
Funky side.
There's a bit in the middle. It's like, I'm not sure if we want to leave because we had a really good time. Let's get Schnell. And it goes back in, and it's so good. It's so good. I'm talking about my own work, but I fucking love doing that. Anyway, there are some great.
That's a royalty-free song that you've edited over the top of. Don't claim like you wrote it.
Of course, I wrote it. No,
you didn't write it.
I sampled it. That's what DJs do. Anyway.
Are you a DJ?
I'm a DJ. Just joking. Lewis, have you found your fucking quiz?
Yeah, I found a quiz. Isaac, finally, after all this time, after all these years of questioning and waiting, we're going to find out how dumb are you. So,
okay,
Isaac, we're going to start going through some questions here.
That's how it works, yeah.
Now, these are multiple choice questions, which I know for you will be a big help because this is going to be a real sort of battle of the minds for you. Okay. So the first question is, Isaac, 2 + 2 equals...
Phone a friend.
Question mark.
Phone a friend.
Option 1, 4. Option 2...
I hear the other options.
22. Ooh.
Okay, so you could put that. Okay, yeah, you can put them next to each other.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Option 3, 5.
Not sure how that works.
No. Option 4, eggplant.
Oh, I see. I'm tempted to take the stupid one just to see what the text at the end is.
It'd probably be you're stupid.
That's it. This is it. 4.
He's gone with answer number 1, which is 4. Okay, Isaac. Question 2. Now this is more cerebral. This one. So putting your finger in a light socket is ... Option 1, bad.
So they're putting that one in.
I really hope you're not going to struggle figuring out what the questions are. They're quite straightforward.
What's the next one?
Option 1, bad. Option 2, hilarious. Option 3, fun. Option 4, Thursday.
Well, like, that's what we do as a regimented activity on Thursday.
No, putting your finger in a light socket is Thursday. Take that as you will.
Eggplant! I'm going to go...
Eggplant.
Eggplant! I'm going to go with bad today.
Oh, you're trying to outsmart the quiz. Okay. Isaac, question 3. Motherfucker just said my name. That's getting bleeped out. I
was just to get away with it.
You were trying to sneak that in. Motherfuckers, that's getting beeped right out. Okay, Isaac. Question number 3. You have 10 plants, but you forgot to water them, so all but 3 die. How many plants do you have left? Answer number 1, 7.
All but 3 die. How many do you have left?
All but 3 die. How many plants do you have left?
Okay, carry on.
No. Answer number 1, 7. Answer number 2, none. Answer number 3, 3. Answer number 4, my weed!
That's like it. Well, I mean, you know what I would choose. I love that they give you the answer, and they make the answer the third option.
Yes.
I'm gonna go with 3.
they're not numbered. It's like a square of blocks, but I'm just going left to right, top to bottom.
3.
Number okay. Isaac.
Dumb.
Well, I don't know. This one, I think it will stump you. Okay, so question number 4.
I shouldn't celebrate.
Exactly. It's all downhill from here. Science is ...
Oh, no.
Hard.
Can be.
Super hard.
Also.
Fun. Painful.
Wait, what? This is...
Science is hard, super hard, fun, or painful.
I don't understand the...
What is science? Is science hard?
Yeah,
is it super hard? Is it fun? Or is it painful?
Well, it's hard for the people who are taking this quiz, I guess. Or super hard. But,
I mean, you're taking this quiz.
But I can't... I see. It's gonna affect my text in the end.
I have no idea.
Already a smart.
Isaac, I haven't taken this quiz. I know that I'm dumb.
Yeah, we all do. So... Science is...
Okay. You run a lab. Good luck. Okay. Isaac, what weighs more? A pound of quarters or a pound of kittens? Is it either kittens, is it quarters, or is it neither?
Well, neither, I believe, is the answer on this one. Because it's a pound of the same... It's a pound, that's a metric. It's also the wrong metric.
Why not? Can't you measure kittens in pounds?
Pounds? What kind of weird country uses pounds?
I know. So, I don't know. They probably... Never mind. I was about to say a really, offensive joke.
To Americans. We're quite horrible to Americans on this podcast. Anyway. Let's go.
Do you relate to this photo? Question mark. I can't show you the photo.
What's the photo? Describe it. Paint a picture.
The photo is John Travolta. So obviously the answer is yes. But John Travolta in the film Pulp Fiction, where he goes. It's the classic meme of him looking around, going like, "What?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Where's the thing? Where's the thing? Okay.
Yeah. What? And the answers are yep! Exclamation mark.
What's the question?
Nope. Do you relate to this photo?
Relate? Oh, okay. It's literally measuring like my bewilderment. Okay.
How often do you walk into places and go,
huh?
What?
Okay,
and
options. Yes!
the options are yep, exclamation mark, nope, exclamation mark, or what? Question mark.
I'm gonna go with no. I'm gonna go with just super boring, honest, like, fuck this quiz.
Okay. Question 7 of 10. We're nearly there.
Okay.
Isaac, if you could learn a useful language, what would it be? Option number 1, English. Bearing in mind, this quiz is in English. But maybe you're just, I don't know, super dumb. Option number 2, programming, not a language. That's like saying. That's like saying. No.
It's a lexicon.
Python is a language.
Okay.
C plus or whatever is a language. That's like saying, what language would you like to learn? The spoken word?
Fair enough. Okay.
Let's say programming languages.
Sure.
Number 3, Spanish.
Yeah, throw that in there.
Number 4, Klingon. Useful language.
Useful language. I use English a lot. That's pretty useful.
But what language, if you could learn a language, if you already know it, I wouldn't suggest picking it.
Well, don't influence my decisions. I'm going to go with just so boring programming.
Yeah, I mean, I'd
It's
probably
useful.
actually go for Spanish, but still.
Yeah, this Spanish is over the world.
Okay, now we're going to really be testing your mental aptitude here. How much dirt is in a hole 10 feet square and 4 feet deep? 40 cubic feet, 400 cubic feet, none, or, my personal favourite, brain hurt.
What was 10 by 4?
How much dirt is in a hole 10 feet square and 4 feet deep?
10 square, 40.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm just trying to get a picture.
You
I feel really on the spot. No, I feel like I'm going to get it wrong. And what were the options?
40
Brain
cubic
hurt.
feet,
Yeah.
400 cubic feet, none, or brain hurt.
400. Final answer. I just want to see your face.
Selected now.
Yeah, that's fine. I just want to see your face. It's worth it. So.
What's that thing in your nose called?
Sphincter.
Option 1, a septum. Option 2, hair. Option 3, a booger. Or option 4, my finger. And I'm going to say my finger.
Lewis's finger, then mine.
Yes.
It's a septum. I like the hair.
Isaac, this is the last question. And I believe this is multiple... Okay, somewhat, kind of. There's different options. There's 5 options for this one.
Multiple choice, that we've covered, yeah.
Yeah. Which of these have you eaten?
Oh, I can
Number
select
1?
numerous.
No, well, I don't think you can, but we'll...
Okay.
So,
Weird.
number 1, dirt.
Okay.
Number 2, glue. Number 3, a scab. Number 4, all of them.
Oh.
Number 5, none.
All of them. That's like what I do with like McDonald's, curry house, just like.
Oh yeah, you got. Oh mate, I had a curry last night. I had a curry last night at a place that I'm about to move right next to. Phenomenal stuff.
I'm
really
kind
good
of, I'm kind of
popcorns.
always mind blown by a curry, but even if carry on.
No, this is top tier shit.
I have never eaten any. I mean, probably as a kid. I don't fucking know, but
You've eaten a scab.
maybe as a baby. Like I don't know.
Why are you getting scabbed up as a baby?
It was rough. Okay. I'm gonna go with none. In my adult life, I have not consciously eaten. I'm sure I've eaten that. Of course I have. Everyone has, but I'm not eating
Okay. Oh my god. I need to take a short survey to see our results.
Oh no! Let's do the survey.
The first one, in order to participate, I consent to Upwave setting a cookie and processing my IP address.
I think that's a scam, Lewis.
I am not going to be doing this.
Make up a spiel on how dumb I am, then. I'm going to go with I got all of them right except the one I sacrificed.
Isaac, I'm going to go through the questions. You answered 4. That is technically the correct answer. Putting your finger in a light socket is indeed bad. Well done. You got the one with the plants right. Science is...
My weed!
Science is indeed... Science is hard, man. It's not super hard, but it's hard.
Well, I don't know what the question is like.
What's your reaction to it?
Yeah. I mean, I
what weighs more, a pound of quarters as in the American coin, or a pound of kittens? Yeah, it's like the classic one. What weighs more, a ton of feathers or a ton of bricks? Well, the answer is a ton of feathers because you have the weight of all those sacrificed birds on your soul. But do you relate to that photo? No, why would you?
No, you fucking moron.
If you could learn a language, what would it be? Either programming or Spanish for us are the only answers which don't make you seem like an idiot. Or now, you say that you intentionally got the maths one wrong about the cubic feet, but I just think you're stupid.
Yeah.
What is in your nose? Any of them other than my finger would be acceptable. Which of these have you eaten? Apparently none, so you've barely lived. So, Isaac, I'm going to say, how dumb are you? Probably a 2 out of 10 based on this. Because you got 2 dumb answers.
Fair enough.
With 10 being a genius and... No, with 1 being a... 0 being a genius? Yeah. Yes. What up? What's up, homie?
I'm sorry. I'm gonna be a man. I'm gonna be a man. I'm gonna own up. I put in a cubic feet cap. It is 400. No. It's 400. So fuck you. Fuck you and your wide eyes. 10 by 10 by 4. It's 10 by 10.
No, it's 10
feet
by
10 feet and 4 deep.
No, it's 10 cubic. It's 10 cubic meters. So it's not 10 by 10. That's 100 cubic meters.
No, you said the whole.
It's 10 square meters, which is 10 square. A meter squared is 1 meter squared.
They're giving the whole dimension.
It's an area by a depth.
Yeah. 10 by 10 by 4.
No, because it's not 10 by 10. It's 10. It's okay. It's so it's 10. The area on the ground is 10.
I'm on a
square
cubic
meters.
Feet calculator.
Yes.
The width is 10 feet. The length is 10 feet.
No, it isn't. And it's that's the mistake. That's the mistake.
Describe the fucking question again.
Oh, I've closed the fucking window. It said it's 10 square meters, right?
I don't think that's what the question said.
I'm going to reopen the quiz.
A 10-foot square on the floor is what it says.
Stupid.
A 10-foot square. So 10 by 10.
How dumb are you?
Fucking wrong! I'm right! I was making it up.
Okay, how much dirt is in a hole 10 feet square and 4 feet deep is the question. So 10 feet square...
Lewis, you think that they actually knew what they were writing? They mean a square, which is a hole on the floor, which is 10 feet by 10 feet.
The way I read this question, as I read the questions which I did in engineering, is the area of the hole on the top of the ground is 10 foot square.
Yes. I think you're wrong. That's not how it's phrased in the question.
How much dirt is in a hole 10 feet square? So 10 square feet. Not 10 by 10.
I think it's poorly worded. It's poorly worded. It would never get through an examination invigilator's guise.
I
think it's a discounted question. No, because I was thinking of a different way.
I am the more qualified mathematician.
No, you suck. You suck dick, and that is my argument against that. And I think
You're wrong.
I think
You're wrong.
Okay. I
whole 10-foot square.
I misconceived the question. It wasn't delivered to me in appropriate terms. And I qualify for extra time.
No, you don't. That kind of handicap cannot be measured.
They said a square hole.
No, I said a whole 10-foot square. And 4 feet deep. A whole... If it's 10-foot square and it's 4 foot deep, it is 40 cubic feet.
Why would they phrase it like that?
Because if it was 10-foot square and 1 foot deep, it would be 10 cubic meters. Or feet, whatever.
I hate you.
And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode, ladies and gentlemen, because we're now just bickering about maths.
I think people are going to enjoy this segment that I improvise. I actually puppet mastered this entire thing. It's called Debate Stuff, and next week we're going to challenge Lewis to some more mathematical conundrums, and we're going to make him feel like a tiny little person inside. So, everybody, thank you for listening to this episode.
Pricks.
We've got.
I'm mean to you guys. Remember, it's our thing. It's our fun thing.
It's my audience. Bit. It's my bit.
Oh no! Do you want to do a shout out?
I do actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were speaking to one of our shout outs this week.
Yeah. Or like last week or something. Oh, I don't want to say their name though.
I'm going to say the first name.
No, I was going to say. I was just going to allude to them and never give them the satisfaction of being named.
I'm just going to say it like this. You're a bitch and you know who you are.
Oh, whoa! I wasn't going to be mean to her. No.
She's a childhood friend. I love her to pieces. But, she wasn't expecting this.
The only person who's like actually giving us any kind of feedback. Except my wife. Okay, Booker.
Yeah, but she's biased.
She's so biased.
She hates you so much, it's always the negative.
She fucking hates you too. I don't know how she listens. She hates both of them.
I know, right? But my wife doesn't even listen. She hates us that much.
She listens to my half. She just
I just send her your record.
Yeah, she listens to my half.
You just say things and then there's just silence.
No, she like talks along with it. She talks along with it like it's like she's having a conversation with me.
She just really wants to be your friend.
It's really weird. I was actually going to say something to you about it, but I didn't want to like rock the boat. You're going to like more. I thought we'd talk about it later, privately.
I thought you were going to say a divorce then.
So thank you.
Through a divorce, it's awkward.
Thank you to the person who knows who we're talking about, and also fuck you because why not?
Buy our merch when we make it.
Yeah, buy it all after we've been so lovely to you. No,
bitch.
Honestly, I think that's horrid. I think you're
I'm
lovely.
I'm a horrid person.
I'm the
heel of this group.
The heel?
You forget that. Yeah, it's a wrestling term. The heel.
Is that the one that comes up and just goes, fuck you?
Yeah.
I'm
the bad guy.
And then gets hit with a chair. Yeah, we shouldn't do that last week. So please, subscribe, review. Say every week, no one ever fucking does it. We've been on 35 subscribers for fucking ever. Let's get some more people. If all of them got one friend into it, or one grandparent, then that would, do some really cool things. What are we going to do to the numbers list?
It's like hardcore drugs. It's exponential. And then we'll win the war on drugs.
Yeah. Oh my god, Lewis, we're going to win the war on drugs.
Oh my god.
That's amazing.
We need to get a load of drugs to practice.
You're right. It's we could write a tax write.
Hey kids. No, kids, don't do drugs.
Email us at nothingbutstuff@gmail.com. 2 T's.
2 T's in the butt.
Don't go to the Patreon. Lewis has done shit. We've got Instagram.
No. Go to the Patreon. There's nothing on there, but please give us
money for nothing. Follow us on Instagram and Threads or whatever, Twitter.
No one uses that.
At NB Stuff Podcast.
Just go to Instagram. It's the only thing we engage with.
Just do Instagram. We'll cut this down. Just do Instagram. Lewis, what is our next movie? And then I have a sign off for us.
Okay, Isaac. Let me open my list. So the movie that we're going to be watching next week is a movie that I believe came out earlier on this year, and it looks fucking amazing.
I think
It's called.
wait.
It's. If you can guess it, I'll be impressed.
It's has it got Hannibal guy in it?
I have no idea.
No, carry on then.
Isaac, we're going to be watching, I believe it's 2023's Sisu, Sisu. Now this film is based in the Second World War.
Oh, fuck.
And is about a...
It's 2022. It's 2022. I'm getting mixed signals here. It's got both years. Carry on.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe came out around Christmas last year. It is a World War II era film about like some Norwegian guy or something that just goes fucking mental on a load of Nazis.
Yeah,
including, and I believe there's, I haven't seen the trailer for a while, but I believe there's like axes and things like that, and it's just like, it's just like,
fuck these Nazis.
They pissed off the wrong guy.
Okay. That sounds kind of fun.
It looks kind of amazing.
Yeah. It's got 94% of Rotten Tomatoes, 6.99 IMDb, 70%. It's pretty decent.
It looks like one of those like really well made stupid films, and after
is it supposed to be stupid or is it serious?
I think it's serious tone, but kind of, you know how like, you know, but really well made.
Okay.
But ridiculous.
Okay.
Kind of like
my
Planet
wheel.
Terror.
That's
Kind
my
of
wheelhouse,
like Planet
baby.
Terror, but not tongue in cheek.
Okay.
From what I get.
Okay. Sure. Interesting.
So yeah.
Sisu 2023. Watch it before the next episode. You fucking right. Piece of shit. All right.
And if you have any fan fiction that you want to submit
Oh,
for
yeah.
critique,
100%. Please send fan
send
fic.
it to Isaac.
Nothing but stuff@gmail.com.
Two
That's
T's
two T's in the
in the butt.
So, Lewis, stupid stuff. My kid had a full, tearful, fist-slamming, screaming meltdown about this.
I hate those kids.
I didn't pet her when she was pretending to be a cat.
Oh man!
People are going to come back to us, all those people, that one person we spoke about, and be like, "Why did you just pet her?" And I'll be like, after a long fucking day of bullshit, lying on the sofa, and then this one more piece of bullshit comes your way, and you're like, "I can't be fucked to do that, mate." And she just melted down.
What you don't know, the true context behind that story is Isaac had just come home from a lovely day out. He was perfectly well rested, but just thought, I need some content.
Yeah, and she was like, "Pet me," and I just backhanded her in the face as a no. She knows that's what it means. And that's
Roll
why
up the newspaper and bonk on the nose.
Yeah, and she was crying. Yeah, it's fucking weird. Anyway, thanks, I guess. It's been average.
No thanks. Yeah, you see that thing we got going on, audience, where I'm mean to you?
Is it like negging? Is this what negging? I don't think it is. I don't know what that is. Okay, bye!
Bye! Ding! I'm desperate for a